Michigan fans, we are live here at the Center Ice Arena in Traverse City for the second game of a two-game set for University of Michigan women's hockey. They took on Michigan State yesterday and suffered their first loss of the season as it was Michigan State 3 and Michigan 2. Today they'll be taking on Aquinas. And Michigan looking to have a big bounce back. Michigan in their white home sweaters with Michigan in block lettering across the front, the maize and blue stripes across the middle on the sleeves and on the socks, the dark pants, and, of course, the winged helmets. Aquinas is in their maroon jerseys with the white and gray across the middle. And with the black helmets, the black pants with the red stripe down, and the red socks with the white and gray trim on them. Again, the games starting off got going a little bit late, so we were scheduled to have the puck drop in about 15 minutes. It's more like 30 minutes, so that's what happens during these showcases. A little bit of let's take a look. Michigan is now 11-1-1 on the season, coming off of that game versus Michigan State. Started off in the first at 7-16 as the Spartans scored. It was Siciliano scoring on a power play goal. Then at 5:18, Michigan was able to strike back as Samantha Carr had her fifth goal in 3 games. That was a power play goal. It was 1-1 going into the first intermission. Then, just 27 seconds into the second, Michigan State scored again. This time, Menzer put it in to give them the 2-1 lead. At 15:50, just a little under 4 minutes later, Michigan tied the game as Hansen was able to put it in, and that made it 2-2. But at 6:29, Menzer got her second goal of the game, giving her a brace for that game. And that put the Spartans up 3-2, and that was where they would stay. Michigan looked like they had a goal. I believe that was in the third, but it was waved off. There was actually a penalty, and what I believe happened from our perch is that the penalty was called, and as Michigan was putting the puck into the goal, one of the Spartans touched it, causing it to go dead. And then Michigan went on the power play, but sadly that possible game-tying goal did not count. Spartans were able to hang on and stymie Michigan's offense and win 3-2. So Michigan now is 11 wins, 1 loss, so you can't win them all, and 1 tie. If we take a look at Michigan, again, since the new year, of course, they've come in and they had a really good game versus Rhode Island. That was 8-1. That was back on the 14th. And then they played University of Michigan Dearborn, huge matchup, two top 10 teams in the ACHA. Michigan won that one 3-2 before falling to Spartans. Spartans, I believe, were ranked. I saw 2 different ones. One they were ranked 13, one 15. But they're in the top 15, so no slouch of a team. But Spartans take that one 3-2. Michigan looking to bounce back versus Aquinas today. And it doesn't get any easier next weekend. Michigan will be on the road at Adrian College. That on the 27th. That will be a 7 p.m. game before they bring Adrian College back to Yost Ice Arena on the 28th for a 4 p.m. game. If we take a look at the skaters, the top point getters for Michigan, and again, this does not include yesterday, but taking a look, Lindahl has 16 points on 7 goals and 9 assists. Hansen at the number 2 spot for points with 7 goals and 4 assists. Swanson is in the number 3 spot with 10 points on 5 goals and 5 assists. Carr is in the number 4 spot with 6 goals now, with the one yesterday, and 3 assists for 9 points. And then rounding out the top 5 is Gustafson, as well as Hung, were both tied for 6 points. Gustafson with 3 goals and 3 assists for 6 points. Hung with 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points. That is the top point getters for the University of Michigan. At the goalie position, Panev is played 9 games, won 7 of them, lost 1, tied 1. She has a .99 goals against average, a .969 save percentage with 282 saves. Johns is going to get the start in net. She's wearing the 42 number today. She's been wearing 1 occasionally at home, so you can see John's wearing number 42, getting some time between the pipes and the warm-ups. She has played 3 games, won 3 games. She has a 1.67 goals against average and a very solid .945 save percentage. So we're excited to see Johns get the start, and Michigan, like I said, open for a big bounce back win. Taking a look at Aquinas, coming off of the new year, they finished off with a loss to Lawrence Tech. That was back on December 9th. Then on the 12th, they hosted, I believe that's which one's home, which one's away. Yep, they hosted Indiana Tech, and Indiana Tech beat them 7-0 over at the Southside Ice Arena. And then there was another game. It was a home and home. No score reported on that one in the ACHA website back on the 13th. And no score reported, although we know it was a tie between them and Michigan State. So they are 1-11-1. Possibly 1-12-1, depending on what happened in that second Indiana Tech game. They will, after this game, go over to Grand Valley on the 26th to play Grand Valley State University. Then they'll host Grand Valley on the 27th. Then they will welcome in Concordia on February 2nd, and then travel to Concordia on the 3rd. They'll have a pair of games up at Lake Superior State, the 7th or the 9th and the 10th. They will host Miami for a pair of games the 16th and 17th, and then finish off versus D2 Lawrence Technical University on the 23rd. Taking a look at the top point getters for this Aquinas team, Rancillo has the lead with 6 points on 3 goals and 3 assists. She's tied with Xline, who has 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points. Wood has 5 points on 1 goal and 4 assists. Dominchek has 4 points on 2 goals and 2 assists. And Blackwell, Cram, and Lindbeck are all tied with 2 points, 2 goals for Blackwell, 1 goal, 1 assist for Cram, and 2 assists for Lindbeck. So that is your top scores there. And then taking a look at the goalkeeper, it is Romaine for Aquinas. She has been very, very good when we've seen her. She has a 5.00 goals against average, but she has faced a huge number of shots, 622. So despite the 5 goal against average, she has a .912 save percentage. These two teams played each other. For Michigan, it was, I believe, the last game before the new year. Let me find it. It was back on the 16th. And if we pull up that game sheet, it was, as Internet taking a second, it was 4-1 Michigan with the win. That was back on November 18th. Aquinas scored first in the first period. Michigan didn't get a goal until the second. They had 2 in the second, 2 in the third to win 4-1. 89 shots on goal for Michigan. So they had 89 shots on goal, 1 shy of 90 to get 4 goals. So Romaine was very, very steady between the pipes. 18 shots for Aquinas. Michigan was 2 for 2 on the power play, serving 1 infraction, and Aquinas 0 for 0 for the power play. It was Xline scoring at 7:42 in the first. Dominchek got the assist. That was Xline's second goal, Dominchek's second assist. Then in the second, Katie Cummings had her opening goal of her Michigan career. That at 13:02 to give the Michigan the tie game at that moment. No assist on that. Then Gustafson had the game-winning goal, that at 17:42 in the second. That was her third goal of the season. Izzy German had the assist. In the third, it was Ava Gargiulo, who's currently in London. We hope she's doing well out there and enjoying her studies in the UK. She had got her 4th goal. Lindahl with her 6th assist. That was on the power play at 3:19 in the third. Then Malashevsky scored at 6:58 in the third, and that was on the power play to finish off the scoring. Her 3rd goal, Lindahl got her 7th assist. It was a fair number of penalties. Michigan only took one at 10:05 in the second. That was Katie German for tripping. It was 3 penalties on Aquinas in the first, 3 in the second, and 5 in the third. So lots and lots of power play opportunities for Michigan in that game. Emma Johns played in that game. She saved 17 out of 18 shots, as Romaine saved 85 out of 89. So that was what happened last time these two teams met. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today. Michigan really looking for a big bounce back. They want to get they want to go 3-2 on the weekend if at all possible, and just kind of get back from that loss yesterday. As we'll take a look. For some reason we don't have great network health here, but that's okay. We're hoping that'll be that'll get a little bit better. Refresh that and see. There we go. We are plugged in, so I'm going to do just a quick little bit of troubleshooting here, and then we will see if we can. We'll see if we can get going. So we'll talk about the upcoming schedule for Michigan in a moment. Let's take a brief moment and play some of the Michigan Marching Band. We are live here at the Center Ice Arena in Traverse City, Michigan, where it is Michigan women's hockey taking on the Aquinas Saints. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Michigan. And of course, we have this game versus the Saints that clock counting down 15 minutes and 20 seconds. Looks like we're going to possibly maybe get an ice resurfacing before we get going. We'll see. As both teams have left and gone back into the locker room. But the next weekend, on January 27th, Michigan will be at Adrian at 7 p.m. On that Saturday. Please come on down to Arrington Ice Arena. It's a really nice rink, and we could use as much Michigan support as we can get there. Big game versus the Bulldogs. Then on the 28th, Michigan welcomes in Adrian to Yost Ice Arena at 4 o'clock. Great time to get on down for a Saturday matinee and check out Michigan versus Adrian. Should be a dandy. Then the next weekend, both of these games are on the road, despite the fact I have them Saturday the wrong color. They're both on the road. We're going to go out to Pagula Ice Arena. Hopefully we'll have both games in the big rink, but we'll see. On Friday at Penn State, it will be 9:15 p.m. A little later than normal, but not too bad. Then the next day, it is 8:30 a.m. So literally less than 12 hours later. And the puck will drop for Michigan versus Penn State. So if I sound a little groggy that morning on a Saturday, there's a reason to that. So that is the upcoming schedule. And taking a look even further out, Michigan at that point will be hosting Concordia on February 8th. That will be at Yost Ice Arena. The remaining 4 games will be at Yost Ice Arena. So they will host Concordia. That will be a 8 p.m. game on Thursday, February 8th. On Friday, February 16th, they will host the University of Michigan Dearborn. That will be a 7 p.m. game. And then they'll finish off with a series versus Lake Superior State, February 17th. Lake State will be at Yost Ice Arena at 7:30 p.m. Then on Sunday, February 18th, they finish with a 4 o'clock matinee at Yost versus Lake Superior. So only a few more chances to see this team at Yost. You got 5 more opportunities, and if you can, check them out on the road. We would love to see you out on the road. So that is what is coming up next. Let's talk a little bit about the rankings. These have not changed. They haven't released the rankings since the new year, but I did try and update the wins and losses on there. Midland is at the number 1 spot with 21 wins and 1 tie. Liberty at the number 2 spot with 11 wins, 3 losses. Adrian is at the number 3 spot. So again, that'll be a big matchup next weekend. They have 14 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. Michigan, of course, now 11-1-1 on the season. McKendree at the number 5 spot. They are 12-6-1. Maryville at the number 6 spot. They have 14 wins, 12 losses. Arizona State is at the number 7 spot, 12 wins, 3 losses. Minot is at the number 8 spot, 10 wins, 10 losses. Just they're in their really tough competition. They play in a very difficult league. Indiana Tech, another a couple more CCWHA teams in the 9 and 10 spot. Indiana Tech, 16 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. And then number 10, Michigan Dearborn. They have 18 wins, 5 losses now with the game Friday night, and 1 tie. So that is your ACHA Women D1 standing. I haven't brought up the CCWHA. We'll get to that a little bit later once at this moment. The games kind of aren't even. Michigan's only played 5 CCWHA games coming into the weekend. Some of them have played 9. So since it's points, it'll mean a little bit more coming up in just a little bit. So that is what's happening out here. We have 11 minutes as they're resurfacing the ice. So we're looking forward to getting this game going. Michigan trying to bounce back, get a big win off after their first loss of the season. So this will tell you a lot about this team facing a very difficult netminder. But being able to try and get that offense going and really put it on Aquinas. Aquinas is going to try and they had a tie versus Michigan State. They'd love to come in and get a win. So they have a tie and a win. Only 3 teams this year. Typically, there's been 4 teams in the past, but a couple teams couldn't make it. So it ended up being just Aquinas, Michigan State, and Michigan here at the showcase. For the ACHA level, there are, I believe they said, 14 high school teams here, including Skyron, who is from Huron Skyline, from the Ann Arbor area. They are up here. Pioneer High School will be up here next weekend. We won't be able to be here. I would love to, but we'll be doing the Adrian game. But they'll be up here playing the Traverse City Women's High School hockey team. With, again, Taylor Lundberg, the coach. So very cool to see that. They came down to Ann Arbor and played Pioneer before the new year, and now Pioneer returning the favor and coming up here. Gorgeous area, gorgeous rink. If you have an opportunity, I highly recommend it. I have yet to get out here when the Wings are doing their training, but that's on my bucket list, as we're high up on the perch that Ken Cal sits at. So all those wonderful, amazing broadcasters for the Red Wings get to hang out where we're standing. So kind of cool to be up here, and we really want to thank the Center Ice Arena for all their fantastic hospitality. You're stuck with just me today. Coach Ned is going to be on the bench. Coach Upton had a business trip. He had to take off at 6 a.m. We hope he had as pleasant a flight as possible, traveling from Traverse City Airport that early. Hopefully he has made it, or is going to make it safely to where he was going. I didn't get a chance to ask him. But Coach Ned helping Coach Tribbiano on the bench. And we appreciate Coach Ned stepping up and doing whatever he can. So, but we will not have his insights and amazing banter here for today. Please forgive me. So we have about 8 minutes here counting down. Before we get going, let's take a brief moment, and we'll play a bit of more music. This time not the Michigan Marching Band. We'll play a little bit of symphonic music, give my voice a rest before we get right into the game. And we will get going with Puck Drop. They say about 8 minutes from now. We'll see. We'll hop right back on the mic as soon as they start to do starting lineups and the like. You're watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. It's Michigan versus Aquinas. Game 3 on the weekend. Game 2 up here in Traverse City. We're excited for it. Puck drop in about 8 minutes. We are live here at the Center Ice Arena in Traverse City, Michigan, as we are getting ready for Michigan Aquinas, as the ice has been resurfaced. Aquinas poised at the door over to the left. Michigan getting ready to come in right underneath us. And let's talk a little bit. I think we can pull up the lines here. As taking a look at your lines for Michigan today, it is going to be Swanson, Matthews, and Cummings. Then Hansen, Malashevsky, and Lindahl. Carr, Hung, and Flazar playing together. Goldman, Powers, and Simmer. And then Christensen, the extra skater. On the defense, it is Katie German and Manning together. Bryce and Kolwich on the defensive pairing. And then Izzy German and Gustafson. Johns gets the start. Potneth will be back up today. So that is the lines for Michigan. As the officials getting the nets put back on their moorings, and we should see the team skate out here. And we have about 2 minutes, 20 seconds before we're officially ready to get going. A crowd coming in a little bit later today. Michigan, all the Michigan parents have a nice, wonderful indoor tailgate that they're doing over across the way to the right. So that balcony is full of all the amazing Michigan women's hockey parents who travel so well. Lots of amazing, wonderful Michigan fans travel fantastically to support this team, and we are really, really grateful. It's exciting to get to see all you wonderful maize and blue clad folk out wherever we go. As Aquinas comes out and they're getting set, looks like we're going to do starting lineups pretty quickly because Aquinas just getting lined up to the goal line to our left. Michigan coming out to our right. Again, Michigan going right to left here in the opening period. Michigan in their white jerseys, Aquinas in their maroon jerseys, and the public address announcer about to come on, and we'll see if we can actually pull up that mic here.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Center Ice Arena for the 10th annual Traverse City Challenge Girls Hockey Showcase. This year we welcome 14 high school and amateur teams from across the state of Michigan, including Texas, along with 3 teams from the American Collegiate Hockey Association. At this time, we welcome the visiting team, the Saints from Aquinas College, and the home team, the Wolverines from the University of Michigan. We remind all spectators of your responsibility to respect both teams' according to state game officials. We thank you for maintaining this high standard and educational athletics and sportsmanship. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Saints from Aquinas. At left wing, number 25, Anna Castle. At right wing, number 18, Jenna Blackwell. At center, number 13, Olivia Menard. At left defense, number 8, Kylie Rancy-Leo. At right defenseman, number 22, Julia DeHunt. In between the pipes, number 1, Cadence Roman. The Saints are coached by Matt Bland and assistant coach Abby Reisinger. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the home team, the Wolverines from the University of Michigan. At left wing, number 9, Kelsey Swanson. At right wing, number 27, Katie Cummings. At center, number 17, Megan Matthews. Left defenseman, number 18, Ashley Manning. And right defenseman, number 10, Katie German. And between the pipes for the Wolverines, number 92, Emma Johns. Wolverines are coached by Jenna Triviano and assistant coaches Ned Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, the privilege of this game is made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us now honor and respect their efforts and their country. Civilian gentlemen, please remove your hats. And all veterans, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute. And everybody able, please stand at attention. Place your hand over your heart as Michaela Slosher will sing our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we
fantastic rendition of the national anthem. That's not a very easy song to sing, so fantastic job. Get my hat back on here and get ready to go, as it is Michigan versus Aquinas here at the Center Ice Arena in Traverse City, Michigan, home of the Detroit Red Wings preseason camp. Michigan getting their gear back on. They are going right to left here in this first period. Crowd continuing to file in. The big game, big day in Michigan. You got Michigan versus Aquinas here, and you got the Detroit Lions playing. Hopefully, this game will get you through till the Lions kickoff if you're a Lions fan. We apologize to Coach Ned. His Packers did tried, but did not do him, did not help him out last night. As we are getting ready to go. Swanson on the left wing. Cummings on the right wing. Matthews in to take the face-off. Menard in to take the face-off on the other side. Blackwell to the right. Castle to the left. And we are underway. That puck comes back to the blue line grab. Sent along the near boards. Swanson takes it into his own. Swanson trying to put it back deep outside the near circle. That puck comes loose on the near circle, trying to pull it away. Coming away with it, here comes Cummings. Cummings with a shot that goes all the way onto the far circle. Castle gets it over on blue line. Castle coming down the far boards. Now comes over on the near side. Castle, top of the near circle, trying to get through. Shot couldn't get through traffic into the near corner. Matthews trying to get to it, pulls all the way around outside the far circle as Cummings gets it back to Katie German. Now coming ahead. Here comes Swanson, who fires it back deep. Matthews chasing it as it gets stopped right back behind by Romaine. Matthews tries to pull it outside of the far corner as the rest of the team switches up and gets a line change. Moved over to Hansen right in the slot. That pulled away. Coming the other direction is Blackwell. Fired ahead. Michigan intercepts as Kolwich gets it over to Lindahl. Lindahl now gains his own. Lindahl on the far circle. Lindahl over to Hansen. That one wouldn't settle down. Puck right at the near point. Great job by Bryce to hold it in. But that intercepted and fired all the way down by X-Line into the Michigan zone. That will be icing and head back into the Aquinas end. 18:49 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to Romaine's right. Appreciate you joining us wherever you are at. Thank you very, very much for cheering for these teams. We're exceedingly grateful. Malashevsky trying to win that face-off. That comes back. Top of the near circle to Lindahl. Lindahl. That fired all the way high slot. Kolwich fires it right back into the far corner. Lindahl takes it, trying to get it into the slot. Over to Hansen, and the puck wouldn't settle down. She had an open net, and it just wouldn't settle down for her. Bryce has it at the near point. Fires it into the near corner. Malashevsky with it. Underneath the near circle, Malashevsky getting it over to Hansen. Hansen back behind the goal. Going from the near side to the far side. That out into the slot. Trying to knock it away with Ketshore. Now coming out into the slot. Grabbed and coming the other direction as here comes Castle. Castle down the near boards. Fires it deep into the Michigan zone. John stops it right back behind her own goal as that's grabbed by... that's grabbed and moved over by Kolwich coming up. Here comes Michigan. Hansen has it in along the near boards, coming through the neutral zone, banks it, and coming in, here comes Lindahl. Lindahl, top of the near circle, trying to split between a pair of players. Coming in, shot, a good save by Romaine, loose on the near circle, as Carr trying to keep it into the zone. Gustafson fires it right back in, and it goes into the far corner. Picked up by Rancio. Rancio trying to fire it ahead, then slips all the way back as Ike tried to get to it, but it's right to Gustafson at her own blue line. Now Izzy German moves it over to Carr. Carr over center ice. Carr makes a nifty move, gains his own. Carr top of the far circle. Shot there, saved by Romaine. Hung was right there trying to get the rebound. Romaine would not oblige. 17-16 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. 2 shots by Michigan, none by Aquinas according to the big board. Face-off in the far face-off circle that is to the left of Romaine as Hung wins it into the far corner. Picked up as Ketsor sends it all the way around the boards. Picked up And Aquinas sends it out to center ice. Move to Gustafson at her own blue line. Gustafson feeds it ahead. Had picked up at center ice, trying to get it to Minchek. Trying to knock it away. Gustafson back in her own zone. Gustafson, top of the near circle in the Michigan end. Gustafson fires it. That tip by Flazar. Here comes Carr. Carr, top of the near circle. Carr outside the near circle into the near corner. Carr goes back behind the goal. Carr trying to get around Cram that puck. Hung sends it right back to Flazar, back behind the goal. Now Flazar underneath the far circle. Back to Katie German at the far point. Back to Flazar outside the far circle. Flazar trying to get it to Carr. She's knocked off the puck by Ike. And here comes Lindbeck the other way. She fires that all the way down into the Michigan zone. That will be icing, fired from the wrong side of center ice. As in college and professional hockey, you're not allowed to get a line change if you ice the puck. Michigan heads back into the Aquinas zone, face-off in the near face-off circle. That is going to be to the right of Romaine. Powers in to take the face-off. On the other side is Dominchek. Comes into the far corner, trying to get to that. As Goldman comes back out. Katie German at her own blue line. Katie German feeds it ahead. Simmer with it. Simmer coming over. Simmer through center ice. Simmer down the near boards. She ends up down on the ice. Battle for it as Goldman sends it all the way across the ice. Banked off of the far boards. Castle has it in her own zone. Castle feeds it over to Rancillo. Rancillo had it. That tip right into the Michigan zone down the near boards. Katie German spins with it coming down the far boards. Banks it off of the far boards. That got caught in linesman's skate. Picked up on the far circle. Now here comes Michigan. Intercepted. Here comes Blackwell in the slot. Great job by Powers to knock the puck away from her as that puck comes right back in along the end boards. Katie German with it there, trying to avoid pressure by Blackwell. As that puck comes all the way back. Here comes Michigan down the far boards coming into the zone. There's a shot, top of the far circle. Excellent opportunity for Simmer now coming down the near boards. Trying to pull that away. Battle for it. DeHondit had it. Gets it over to Menard. Now that puck into the far corner. Trying to pull that away was Matthews. The puck all the way back outside the near circle. Picked up by Bryce at the near point. Bryce feeds it into the far corner. That rims all the way around. Now Cummings trying to get to it. Fired, held in at the far point. Great job by Kolwich. Puts it right back into the far corner. Picked up by Rancillo. Rancillo underneath the near circle. Banks off the near boards over to Blackwell. Puts it into the neutral zone. Gathered up by Kolwich at her own blue line. Kolwich coming down the near boards. Kolwich trying to get it back into the neutral zone. Swanson down to a knee. That puck loose. Good job to knock it away from X-line. There's a shot and a save by Johns as that was Lichtensteiger. Who took that shot from the far circle. First shot for the Saints, 3-1. Shots on goal for Michigan, 0-0 is the score. 14:38 left to go here in the first. Face-off to Johns right in the far face-off circle. Puck loose, tipped by Hansen and along the far boards. Malashevsky trying to get to it, but Wood puts it into the far corner. Tipped away from Lichtensteiger. Now coming down, that puck, top of the far circle. Lichtensteiger had it knocked away all the way back into the Aquinas zone. Romaine plays it out on the far circle, rims it all the way around the boards. Gets it over, that grab Lichtensteiger. Coming over her own blue line, Lichtensteiger over center ice. She moves it top of the far circle as there's a shot. Good job to knock it away. Catch short. Took a shot from the top of the far circle. Here comes Michigan down the far boards. Izzy German brings it over center ice. Izzy German, top of the far circle, stops there. Fires it right through the crease, and that comes back top of the near circle. Malashevsky with it into the near corner. Malashevsky fires it onto the near circle. Grabbed by Hansen underneath the near circle. Hansen trying to make her way through traffic through the slot. Malashevsky with a shot that went wide. Puck back behind. Hansen going from the near side to the far side. Now feeds it to Lindahl underneath the near circle. Lindahl back to Manning at the near point. Manning fires that off the side of the goal. Hansen into the near corner. Picked up. Here comes Lindahl. High slot trying to skate through traffic. Lindahl takes a shot and a glove save. Knocked away. Puck into the slot on the near circle. X-line with it. Now X-line feeds it back out into the neutral zone. Izzy German steals it away, sends it over to Manning at her own blue line. Manning quickly ahead. Here comes Michigan trying to take advantage of line change as Lindahl comes in. Shot. Oh, that just Romaine got a piece of it and it comes into the near corner. Beautiful job by Lindahl. Just couldn't get it past Romaine. Puck at the battle for just shy of the near point. Here comes Manning. Manning feeds it over to Katie German, top of the far circle. Backhanded shot. That's saved by Romaine, and she covers it up. 12:47 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far between Michigan and Aquinas here in Traverse City. Appreciate all of you joining us. Appreciate all the amazing fans who made the trip as it keeps on getting fuller and fuller across the way. Hung wins that face-off into the far corner, swung around. Chasing it is Manning. Manning trying to get it over to Flizar. Now Carr picks it up back behind the goal. Carr goes underneath the far circle. Carr trying to move it over. That tip back in along the far boards. Carr trying to dig it out of the wall. Now Flizar coming over, trying to get it away from Ike. Rencio there as well. Puck into the far corner. Still chasing it. That tipped, and that's going to be a tripping call, as Michigan will be on the penalty kill at 12:19. As Flazar into the box battling for the puck in along the end boards, and gets called for a tripping. 12:19 left to go. Michigan shorthanded. Oh, slashing. Sorry, forgive me. That was the slashing. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to the left of Johns. Menard in to take the face-off for Aquinas. That comes into the near corner. Gustafson sends it around into the far corner. Lifted all the way back. Simmer trying to pull that away. Now Kolwich outside of the far circle picks it up in the far corner. Kolwich goes back behind her own goal. Kolwich lifts it down the ice. Good job to get it all the way back into the Aquinas zone. 11:58 left to go. That puck comes into the far corner. Ketchler with it there. Ketchler over to Menard. Menard trying to get it out of the zone. Intercepted. Here comes Matthews. Matthews backhanded shot, and Romaine save. 1 minute 29 seconds left to go in the power play for the Saints. Scoreless so far here. 11:47 left to go in the first. When they first played, Aquinas scored first. Took Michigan until the second period to get the game tied up. Michigan would love to get on the board first. Cummings in to take the faceoff versus Menard. Far faceoff circle, battle for it there. Coming away with it. Here comes Rancio. Rancio over center ice. Rancio. Top of the near circle to Hondon. Fires it that into the far corner. Picked up there. Aquinas gets it back over to Menard. Menard trying to move it over to Blackwell. Pinned against the boards. Michigan digging as Cummings trying to get to it. Now grabbed and rifled all the way down. Good job by Kolwich to send it. That'll end up as a shot on goal. Puck right into the neutral zone. As trying to knock that away with Swanson. Bringing it ahead is Castle. Castle gains the zone. Castle at the far point. Castle trying to put it deep. Izzy German grabs it, rims it all the way around the boards outside the near circle. Picked up there. Here comes Michigan down the near boards as Katie German fires it. That slides into the Aquinas zone. 35 seconds left on the Saints power play. Aquinas fires it around the boards. Izzy German trying to grab that. Slips past, but grabbed by Katie German in her own zone. Katie German banks it off the near boards. That right back deep into the Aquinas end. Ketzor has it. Fires it down the far boards. That grabbed, and now ahead to X-line. X-line, puck wouldn't settle down. Picked up by Wood as Wood trying to bring it into the zone. Wood shot on the far circle. Blocker save into the far corner. Grabbed by Lichtensteiger. Back, all the way back to the far point. Held in there. Cram with the shot. That got knocked down, and a save by Johns. 1 second left in the Aquinas power play. 10:19 left to go here in the first. 5 shots on goal for Michigan, 2 for Aquinas. Face-off will be to John's right in the far face-off circle. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Wood on the other side. And puck outside the far circle. Lichtensteiger trying to get to it. Now X-line fires it onto the far circle. Great job by Malashevsky to knock that away. Take an opportunity away from Wood. That puck down the far boards. Here comes Michigan. Great move by Lindahl. Lindahl coming ahead with it. 2-on-1 over to Hansen. Hansen trying to get it back to Lindahl. That knocked away by Rancio, who gummed up that beautiful give and go. Good defense by Rancio. Held in at the far point. Now over to Katie German, high slot. Katie German with the shot. Romaine with the save and a whistle. If it somehow hit the net or they thought the net came off the moorings. Anyway, they blew it dead. Power play is over for Aquinas. 9:49 left to go, so I'm trying to figure out what happened there. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to Romaine's right. As that's Dominchek winning it back. Cram back behind her own goal. Cram coming down the far boards. Cram over her own blue line. Cram through center ice. Cram gains the Michigan zone. Offsides the call. 9:38 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far between the Saints and the Wolverines. Face-off will be outside of the Michigan zone in the far face-off circle. Hung in to take the face-off. Dominchek on the other side. As that puck comes back, one back by Aquinas as Ketchstor moves it over to Cram at her own blue line. Cram knocks it off the near boards, trying to get it over to Lineback. Lindbeck, that gets pulled in. Here comes Hung. Hung trying to put it into the slot. That got deflected back. Bryce at the near point. Bryce gets it over to Flazar. Flazar moves it back and along the end boards. Hung has it there. Hung pinned against the boards now. Gets it. Hung underneath the far circle. Gets it over. Now Kolwich gets it back to Hung on the far circle. Hung trying to move it into the slot. Covered up by Romaine. Trying to move it over to Flazar, who was trying to cut in towards the net. Romaine able to get a glove on it. 9:07 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Romaine's left. Hung in to take the face-off. Michigan flips their defensive pairings. Gustafson in there with Izzy German. As Carr comes away with the Carr, trying to hold it in. That comes back out into the neutral zone. Gustafson fires it right back in. DeHondon picks it up back behind her own goal. DeHondon into the far corner. Hung trying to knock that away. Now Flazar gets it over to Carr. Carr in along the end boards into the far corner. Carr trying to avoid pressure by Ike. Sends it back, but that intercepted by Dominchek. Now Izzy German at her own blue line gets it over to Gustafson down the near boards. Gustafson through center ice, fires it all the way down, goes right back behind the Aquinas goal. Stopped there by Romaine. Carr trying to get to it. Carr coming out into the slot, and stick lifted. Couldn't get a good shot on it. Picked up by Etzline into the near corner. And puck comes all the way back into the Michigan zone. Stopped by Johns, 8:20 left to go. Picked up there by Izzy German. Izzy German moves it down the near boards. Scoreless so far between the Saints and the Wolverines. Now Powers trying to pull it down the near boards. Christensen trying to poke that away. The puck comes all the way back to the Michigan blue line as Izzy German trying to feed it ahead. Pulled ahead. Here comes Christensen. Christensen over on blue line. Christensen trying to get past Castle. Gets it into the zone. As Michigan has to touch up as a delayed offsides picked up, and Blackwell fires it deep into the Michigan zone. Katie German chases it back behind her own goal, stops into the far corner. Katie German trying to avoid Castle. That picked up by Powers. Powers trying to move it over. That intercepted outside the far circle by Menard, who puts it right back behind the Michigan goal into the near corner. Manning trying to feed it ahead. Puck comes through center ice to the blue line, picked up by Rancio, who banks it off the far boards. Katie German intercepts. Katie German gains the zone. Katie German trying to make her way through traffic, tipped away. Rancio trying to get to it. Now grab, trying to fire it back over was Swanson. That puck comes out to center ice. Collision. Katie German pulls it away, but a penalty. That's going to be a hooking. 7:10 left to go here in the first. Michigan goes on the penalty kill. As this time Michigan has their second penalty kill. In the first game between these two teams, I think Michigan was only on the box once, and Aquinas was in there at least 9 times. Puck trying to grab it. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to break away. Knocked down by DeHondon. Lindahl feeds it ahead. Lindahl trying to get past. DeHondon cuts in front. DeHondon back behind her own goal into the far corner. 6:55 left to go here in the first. 1:45 left in the power play. Grabbed and trying to feed it forward. DeHondon gets it over now. Lichtensteiger brings it in. Top of the far circle. There's a shot. Knocked down. Saved by Johns. Bryce puts it into the near corner. Picked up there by Woods. Wood outside the near circle. Wood back to the near point to Cram. Grab back. Kolwich trying to get it out of the zone. That slips back to center ice. Now here comes Lindahl. Brought down the near boards by Aquinas. X-line feeds it. Top of the far circle to Lichtensteiger. Great poke check there by Kolwich. That pulled back. Now Cram has it at center ice. Cram banks it off the near board. Coming ahead. Fired all the way back deep by Malashevsky. Under a minute left to go in the power play for Aquinas. Picked up and fired ahead. Now bringing it in is Ike. Ike, top of the far circle. That knocked down. Puck grab. Here comes Izzy German back behind her own goal, trying to avoid pressure by Lindbeck. That comes all the way back into the near corner. Fired ahead. That puck loose. Now Ketsor gets it, coming down the far boards. Dominchek has it. Good job again. Good poke check that time by Izzy German. That puck right back into the neutral zone. 26 seconds left to go. Dominchek comes into the Michigan zone, fires it. That goes just wide. Izzy German has it outside the far circle. Izzy German trying to lift it out of the zone, held in by Ike. Puck just top of the far circle, trying to pull it away. Lindbeck in there, now coming ahead with it. Michigan down the near boards. Now firing it all the way back deep. Gustafson puts it right back behind the goal. Now lifted back outside the near circle. Michigan back to full strength. Lindahl trying to get to it in the far corner. Now that lifted. Matthews top of the near circle. And deflected all the way back into the far corner. Lindahl with it there. Lindahl trying to avoid pressure. Lindahl on that far circle. Lindahl trying a backhanded shot that couldn't get through traffic. Lindbeck gets it all the way back and along the far boards of the neutral zone. Michigan moves it. Here comes Lindahl, gains the zone, top of the near circle. Lindahl into the slot, coming in. Hansen, she's ridden off the puck. Lindahl trying to get to it. That bounced away. Now picked up, and here comes Aquinas down the far boards as Castle has it. Michigan regroups at their own blue line, coming ahead with it. Here comes Katie German. Katie German weaving through traffic. Katie German, top of the into the near circle. Drop pass over to Hansen, trying to get to it is Malashevsky. That knocked away by the Saints and banked off of the near boards. All the way back, picked up by Manning. Manning and along the far boards, fired all the way ahead by Katie German. Malashevsky trying to get to it. She's knocked off of the puck. Coming in, here comes Ketsor, top of the far circle. That knocked away loose, and that comes just outside the near post, coming the other direction. Cram at the near point. That got deflected off of Hansen into the near corner. Manning trying to get to it. Manning gets it outside the near circle. Trying to pull that away is Lichtensteiger. Intercepted as Flazar tries to get it, but that pulled back by Wood on the far circle. Wood shot, that just goes wide. Outside the near circle, Cram with it. Cram trying to pull that away. Good job to intercept it by Malashevsky. That puck comes outside the far circle. Here comes Flazar. Flazar in the far corner chips it over to Malashevsky, who's battling right back behind her own goal. Malashevsky into the near corner. Brings it down the near boards. Tipped right back out to center ice. Brought right back in as Aquinas has to touch up. That banked ahead, and here comes Hansen. Hansen makes a good move onto the near circle, or far circle. Hansen, backhanded shot and a goal! Hansen came in onto the far circle, cut into the slot, and fired it in. And Michigan takes the lead at 3:05. Beautiful goal by Hansen. She had a big goal to tie it up yesterday. Fortunately, Michigan State able to take the lead again and held on 3-2. This time, Michigan's going to hope Hansen has the game winner here. Bryce moves it over down the far boards. Here comes Kolwich. That puck over Romaine gets it. Right at the 4-minute mark, Michigan goal. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Hung trying to win that face-off versus Dominchek. Shot from the far point. That got blocked by Cram. Now racing over into the far corner. Michigan trying to pull it right back behind the goal. Now Flazar into the slot. There's a shot by Kolwich. Got knocked down out in front. That puck comes back into the neutral zone. Kolwich gets it over to Bryce. Bryce at her own blue line. Bryce gets it ahead. Here comes Flazar. Flazar gains the zone. Flazar, top of the near circle. Flazar into the near corner. Flazar moves it back to Bryce, top of the near circle. That shot got blocked. Now Hung puts it outside the near circle, picked up, and DeHondon trying to get it out of the zone. Held in by Bryce, good job. Here comes Hung on the near circle. Hung into the slot, shot by Carr. Oh, that did miss by much. Good setup by Hung, who's battling into the near corner. Now here comes Izzy German, picks it up outside the near circle. Izzy German, centering attempt that comes all the way in along the far boards. Grab there. Here comes Dominchek. Dominchek, oh, through center ice. Dominchek. Top of the far circle, there's a shot that goes into the near corner, picked up there by Rancio. Back behind, Dominchek trying to get to it underneath the far circle. Grab there, Castle has it outside the far circle. Castle into the far corner, right back behind the Michigan goal. Castle pinned against the boards by Izzy German. Now Hung trying to poke that away. Loose to the far side of the goal. Here comes Michigan with 1:30 left to go. Michigan up 1-0. Racing ahead with it is Cummings. Cummings gets it to Carr, top of the far circle. Now Castle trying to knock it out of the zone. Carr does a good job to hold it in. That puck on the far circle with 1:16 left to go. Cram into the near corner for Aquinas, feeds it in along the far boards, picking it up is Ketchor. Now that lifted back into the neutral zone. Blackwell trying to knock it down, and a whistle. I think that might be called a hand pass. 1:05 left to go here in the first. Michigan up 1-0. Face-off is going to be into the Aquinas zone. That's going to be in the near face-off circle. That's a Romaine's right. Matthews in to take the face-off. I think that's Menard on the other side. That puck comes outside the near circle. Swanson trying a centering attempt. That got knocked down out in front. Goes right back behind the goal. 58 seconds left to go. Battling. Michigan pulls it underneath that far circle. Off the side of the net as Cummings trying to jam it in, and Romaine able to cover it up. 52 seconds left to go here in the first. 1-0. Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Matthews in there. Versus Wood into the near corner. Matthews pulls it back behind the goal, pinned against the boards by Wood. Matthews trying to pull that away, goes into the far corner. Lichtensteiger trying to get it out of the zone, held in by Katie German. Oh, trying to get it over, trying to get a deflection from Swanson. Puck wouldn't deflect properly, and coming in the other direction is Lichtensteiger, top of the far circle. Shot there. Oh, trying to move it over to X-line, that outside the near circle. Battle for it and along the near boards. The Honda trying to get to it. Trying to keep myself out of the camera shot. Battle for right at the near point. Still trying to pull that off the boards as that slips all the way back. 10 seconds left to go. Back into the Aquinas zone. Matthews trying to provide pressure. 5 seconds left to go here in the first. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. That will do it for the first period. Michigan takes the lead 1-0 into the first intermission. We will play a few messages we'll play a bit of the Michigan marching band, and then we will come back with your ACHA intermission scoreboard report. You're watching Michigan women's hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. Michigan up 1-0 at the first intermission. We're at the first intermission here where it is Michigan 1 and Aquinas nothing. Taking a look at your ACHA intermission scoreboard report action from yesterday. It was Utah beating Montana State University 9-2. No score reported between Air Force and Colorado State University. A lot of these scores not reported. Grand Canyon beat Denver by a score of 8-2. Let's see. It was Arizona State shutting out the University of Denver. They won the weekend series. That second game 9-0. It was Minnesota beating Colorado 4-1. That over at Mariucci Arena. Over at Griff's, it was Grand Valley State beating Davenport by a score of 4-2. Lake Superior State beat Concordia final in overtime. That over at the Arctic Edge of Canton, it was 4-3. The Lakers with the win. Miami University blanked Penn State. That over in State College, 6-0. Miami University with the win. In let's see, Maryville beat Lindenwood by a score of 6-1. It was Midland and Minot ending up in a tie. Adrian beat Niagara by a score of 9-0. It was University of Jamestown beating Lake Region State College 5-1. And Indiana Tech swept the series between them and University of Massachusetts Amherst. It was 3-0. Indiana Tech with the lead. Here it is 1-0 Michigan with the lead over Aquinas. It was a goal by Hansen, just approximately just under 4 minutes left to go in the first. Hansen able to cut down the far side, make a beautiful move, come in and score the goal. Again, that's her second goal in 2 games. She had an assist on the Lindahl goal. That was the third goal over in the University of Michigan Dearborn game. So she has had a great weekend. Carr having a great weekend as well. Love to see her continue her goal streak in games. So we have about 5 minutes left to go here as folks coming back into the stadium. So it's been a lovely event. Lots of, it's always great to see all the wonderful, amazing high school girls hockey teams in this state coming up and having a wonderful time here. And it's great to see the future of women's hockey on display here. They do this every year. If you haven't gotten a chance to come out here and experience it, Traverse City is beautiful in the winter as well. Fun time, great food, and a wonderful atmosphere here filled with a lot of electricity and all sorts of fantastic hockey. We are very lucky to be here. Michigan couldn't work it out with their schedule last season, unfortunately. I think we might have been over at the Beehive tournament when this was going on, but they do it every year. I think this is, did they say it was the 10th year? But they do it every year. Michigan was here 2 years ago. It was our first time as the broadcast team here. Center Ice Arena able to get us hooked up over in the press box with a plugged-in internet, so we are very, very grateful with that. Officials back out onto the ice, getting set to go for this all-important second period. Michigan with the 1-0 lead, trying to add to that. Shots on goal, 9 by Michigan, 3 by Aquinas. Romaine, again, very, very steady between the pipes. She's very good at any direct shots. If you don't get a tip or make a really, really nifty move, she is steady between the pipes. Johns has been very, very good as well. Again, I think a lot of the high school teams have now gone back, so a little less activity around the rink today, but boy, Friday and Saturday, this place was humming and buzzing, which was very cool to see. Officials have everything set, just waiting on the teams to come out. We'll take a moment. We'll play a quick bit of music, and we will come right back as you're watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. And the team's just about ready to come out. You can hear the Michigan team right underneath us as their locker room is right underneath us. Aquinas coming in the door to our left across the way. Michigan will be going from left to right here in this. The second period, Michigan up 1-0 on the Hansen goal. As Michigan now just on the ice right underneath us as we are getting ready to go. I got to have a lovely dinner with a number of the Michigan parents last night. We really appreciate their hospitality. It's always excellent to get to take some time to spend talking with the amazing folks. John skates down to our left. Ready to skate down to the left. It's Michigan starting five out there. Swanson, Cummings, and Matthews on the front line. Manning and Izzy German at the blue line. Johns gets down to the left. Romaine will skate down to our right. And we're ready to get underway. Johns taps the goal with her stick, and she's ready to roll. Here comes Romaine in, and Aquinas will get quickly settled on the bench, get their starting five and their netminder out. So Romaine skates down to our right. Michigan wants to add to that 1-0 lead. Aquinas looking to get this game level. Michigan looking for a big bounce-back win after their first loss yesterday to Michigan State. Those rivalry games always tough. Michigan State always plays Michigan very, very tough. Doesn't matter what's happening and how either team is playing throughout the season. It's always a tough game. Menard in to take the face-off versus Matthews right at center ice. So they bring down the John Cougar Mellencamp, and we're ready to go. Castle trying to chase it. Picked up down the near boards as Matthews fires it all the way back deep. That goes right back behind Romaine. Fired around by Rancio. Intercepted outside the far circle, trying to get to it. Now Matthews trying to pull it away. That grabbed as Katie German fires it right back behind the goal. DeHondit back behind, trying to pull it off of the end boards. Now that outside the near circle, Matthews trying to move it right back. As that was pulled over, Cummings chases it along the far boards. Now that fired in along the near boards. Castle chasing it. Katie German has it in her own zone. Ricochets it off the far boards. At a head, knocked right back by Menard. Now Michigan moves it over. Katie German from her own blue line. Here comes Matthews. Gets it over to Cummings. Cummings trying to fire it back deep. That goes right back behind Romaine. Swanson chasing it. That puck held in. Swanson top of the far circle. Backhanded shot. That got knocked down in the slot. Picking it up. Good job. Manning intercepting, trying to fire it back deep into the Saint zone. Romaine stops it back behind her own goal. Gets it to DeHondit into the near corner. That chipped away. Pulled by Wood. Wood gets it to the blue line. Now here comes Lichtensteiger. Trying to work her way through traffic into the far corner of the Michigan zone as Kolwitz trying to pull that away. Puck goes right back behind Johns. Malashevsky gets it outside the near circle. There's a shot by X-Line that comes all the way outside of the far circle now. Lichtensteiger gets it back to the far point. Cram gets it back to Lichtensteiger. Lichtensteiger with a shot that can't get through traffic. Now here comes an interception by Hansen. Hansen trying to get past Cram. Hansen comes into the zone. Hansen makes a move into the slot. Shot. Oh, a save by Romaine Ketzor. Trying to get to that puck. Wood now into the near corner, pulling it down the near boards for the Saints. 18:05 left to go here in the second. 1-0. Michigan with the lead. They control in their own zone as they ricochet it off the far board. Intercepted by Wood. Wood has it at the far point. Gets it over to X-Line in the slot. That poked away. X-Line trying to work her way through traffic. Malashevsky outside the far circle ahead to Hansen. Hansen racing ahead. Hansen trying to get back past DeHondit. Hansen moves it over to Lindahl. Lindahl coming in with a shot. Oh, save by Romaine. Good puck movement by Michigan. Even better save by Romaine. Here comes the Saints coming down outside the near circle. Aquinas into the near corner. Lichtensteiger has it knocked away by Izzy German. Loose underneath the near circle. That into the near corner. Izzy German sweeps it all the way around the boards. That tipped. Intercepted by Flazar. Flazar trying to get back past the defense. Good job by Rancio to slow up the rush. Now that off a pad as Romaine had to make a save as the defense trying to control. Now Hung trying to hold it in. That gets out as Lindbeck gets it all the way down. Ike coming in, but that is offside. 17:01 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face off in the far face-off circle outside of the Michigan zone. It's going to be hung in to take the face-off. Dominchek on the other side. Lazar to Hung's left. Carr to her right. And poked all the way back outside the near circle. Gustafson puts it right back behind the goal. Picked up there by Izzy German. Izzy German into the far corner. Trying to get it ahead to Carr. That's stolen away. There was a shot. Good save by Johns. Puck loose in the slot. Now poked back to the Michigan blue line. Ketchor trying to fire right back in. Aquinas has to touch up to avoid a delayed offsides. Hung coming the other direction. Here comes Hung over center ice. Hung gains his own. Hung. Top of the near circle, drop pass over to Carr. Carr in the slot, Carr coming in. Carr with a shot that goes into the near corner. Picked up there, Aquinas feeds it ahead into the neutral zone where Izzy German grabs it. Banked off the far boards, Manning back to her own blue line, back to Izzy German along the near boards. Izzy German ahead, here comes Carr. Carr gains the zone. Carr, top of the near circle, Carr into the slot. Shot, oh, that hit the post! Oh, off the crossbar, up into the netting. That was a wicked shot. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. 16:09 left to go here in the second. Face-off is to Romaine's left in the near face-off circle. Powers in to take the face-off. Menard on the other side. That puck top of the near circle as trying to make her way through was Goldman. That poked out to center ice. Michigan retreats, banked off the near boards, right back into the St. Zone. Simmer chases it, but that fired all the way down by Rancio. That is going to be icing, and that'll come back into the Aquinas end. 15:55 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Powers in to take the face-off. Simmer to her right, Goldman to her left. Menard on the other side of the face-off. Won by Aquinas into the slot. That grab, Manning fires it back deep in along the end boards. Picked up, fired around by DeHondon outside the near circle. Simmer trying to get to it, put right back behind. Right back behind Romaine. The puck at the far point. Racing over to get it, Katie German back to her own blue line. Moves it over to Simmer. Simmer down the near boards. Knocked down there by DeHondon. Loose. Simmer gains his own. Simmer high slot. Simmer trying to make her way through. Shot. Romaine with the save and covers it up. 15:22 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. They have 11 shots on goal. Not quite the pace they had before when they had 89 shots on goal last time these two teams played, but they do have the 12-4 shots lead. Matthews in to take the face-off. Wood on the other side. That comes loose on the near circle. All the way back to Cram, back behind her own goal. She comes underneath the near circle into the near corner. Cram feeds it underneath the far circle. That all the way back into the neutral zone. Sent back and racing back to get it is Bryce, but not before it crosses the goal line. And that will be icing and come all the way back into the Aquinas zone. 15:07 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face off to Romaine's right. Matthews in to take the face off. Wood on the other side. That puck dropped all the way back to the far point. Held in there by Manning. Gets it into the far corner. Trying to pull that away is Swanson. Swanson digging, trying to pull it out of that near corner. Coming away with it is Cram. Cram into the near corner. Now Ketsor trying to feed it out of the zone. That deflected. Cram fires it back into the neutral zone. Over to Kolwich. Kolwich ricocheting it off the near boards. Now brought in. Here comes Matthews outside the near circle. Matthews into the near corner. Trying to set up. And there's a shot by Swanson. Deflects into the far corner. Wood with it outside the far circle. Wood trying to get it back outside of the zone. Now here comes Matthews on the far circle. Matthews, has that poked away. Good defense by Aquinas. Lifted ahead. Cram racing over center ice. Cram gains his own. Cram trying to move it over to Lichtensteiger. Pulled into the near corner by Izzy German. Izzy German back behind her own goal. Izzy German trying to weave through traffic over her own blue line. Izzy German through center ice. Izzy German going down the far board. Stops there. Izzy German backhands it into the slot. There's a shot by Swanson. Deflects out in front. Crashing the net. And Romaine able to get on top of it. Cummings right there. 14:01 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face off in the far face off circle. Malashevsky in to take the face off. Hansen to her left. Lindahl to her right. Dominchek on the other side of the face off circle for Aquinas. And puck back to the far point. Gustafson fires it. That intercepted. Coming the other direction is Rancio. Rancio puts it back into the neutral zone. Back to the Michigan blue line. Izzy German gets it ahead to Hansen. Hansen trying to make her way past DeHondon. DeHondon knocks it back to the far point and rushes the other direction. And back to the Michigan blue line. Gustafson has it. Knocks it off the far boards. Loose in the neutral zone. Now fired right back in by DeHondon. Goes into the near corner of the Michigan zone. Izzy German there trying to avoid pressure by Ike. That puck right to the Michigan blue line. Brought out down the boards. Picked up. Coming down the far boards. Here comes X-Line puts it into the far corner. Excuse me, that's DeHondon. Trying to pull it from the far corner. Grabbed. Lindbeck had it. Now here comes Hansen. Hansen gets into the neutral zone. Hansen racing down the far boards. Rancio ricochets it off the near boards. Now Izzy German trying to move it ahead. And puck brought into the Aquinas zone. DeHondon moves it over to Rancio down the far boards. Malashevsky steals away. Malashevsky gets it right back into the safe zone. Malashevsky on the far circle trying to get to Flazar. Backhanded shot. Oh, Romaine got a piece of it. Excellent opportunity. Puck wouldn't settle down, but Flazar spun around and got a backhanded shot away. Here comes Carr. Carr trying to make her way through traffic. That got caught in a pair of skates and fired all the way down the ice. That will be icing right back into the Aquinas zone with 12:34 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle to Romaine's left. Hung in to take the face-off. Flazar to her left. Carr to her right. Dominchek on the other side. Carr has it. Moves it over top of the far circle for Manning. Manning's shot got blocked. Manning into far point trying to hold it in. Carr comes over to try and dig it off of those far boards. Into the far corner it goes. Racing over. DeHondon has it there. DeHondon moves it outside the near circle. Hung with it. Hung trying to get it away. That grab. Blackwell trying to get it out of the zone. Held in by Katie German. She takes a bump as she puts it outside the near circle. Hung gets it underneath, trying to fire it out in front on a give and go. Carr trying to race in, shot and a score! Carr scores the goal, and it's 2-0 Michigan with the lead. As Carr now has 3 games with a goal. She has 6 goals in 3 games, right? Actually, she has 6 goals in 4 games, excuse me. Still darn impressive. That at 12:03. Again, basic math. Maybe not my strongest suit at noon on Sunday, but that's okay. Great job by Carr, and it's 2-0. Michigan with the lead. Flazar with the assist. That puck outside the near circle all the way back into the neutral zone. Bryce races back into her own end. 2-0 Michigan with the lead. Bryce ricochets it off the far boards, trying to move it ahead. Held in at the far point by Cram. Cram fires it back outside the far circle. Cram gets it back, top of the far circle. Lets one fly. That went just wide to the far side. Picked up outside the far circle. Centering attempt got knocked down by Simmer. Now Kolwich has it into the near corner. Kolwich trying to avoid pressure by Ketchor. Here comes Michigan down the near boards. Swept ahead by Powers. Christensen chasing it. That got knocked off of the far boards. Now X-Line gains the zone. Kolwich trying to get it out of the zone. Kolwich backhands it into the neutral zone. Here comes Michigan. Wood knocked it, but Christensen gains the zone outside the near circle. Christensen ridden off the puck. That puck comes right back to the blue line. Lifted by X-Line all the way back deep. Gustafson grabs it, goes right back, stops underneath the bar circle, fires it ahead. 10:55 left to go. Christensen dumps it deep into the Aquinas end. Michigan up 2-0. Chasing to get it back is Cummings. Matthews trying to grab that. Loose as Menard had it. Now that fired all the way back into center ice. Gustafson over to Izzy German. Izzy German back in her own zone. Izzy German fires it to the far boards. Now Matthews trying to get it right back to Swanson. Battle on that far board, now sent deep into the Aquinas zone, into the near corner. Rancio has it there. Rancio trying to avoid pressure by Swanson. Puck in along the far boards. Now Gustafson picks it up back at center ice. Gustafson ricochets it ahead to Cummings. Cummings, puck wouldn't settle down the near boards. Swanson trying to pull it away from Menard outside the near circle in the Michigan zone. Izzy German right back behind her own goal, puts it into the near corner. Grabbed there by Gustafson, rims it all the way around the boards, outside the far circle. Swanson will pick it up there. Swanson gets it back to center ice. Rancio. Now right into the neutral zone, moves it over. Is Lindbeck. Gets it over to X-Line, who fires it in. Good save by Johns into the far corner, picked up by Izzy German. Izzy German makes a nifty move, trying to avoid pressure into the neutral zone. She goes down the far boards. Izzy German gains the zone. Izzy German outside the far circle, goes right back behind the goal. Izzy German from the far side and the near side behind the goal into the near corner. Back over to Hansen. Hansen trying to pull that puck off of the near wall. Hansen into the near corner. Matthews trying to pull that away. Matthews back there battling with Dominchek. Now, good job coming in. There's a great shot there by Lindahl, who tips it outside the near circle. Lindahl trying to pull it off, gets it to Katie German. She tries to fire it in. That got deflected all the way back into the neutral zone. KG German retreats, gets it in along the far boards. Lifted ahead by Manning. That knocked into the near corner. Ketsor chasing it. Lindahl trying to knock that away. Goes right back behind Romaine. DeHondon has it back behind her own goal. Puts it outside the near circle. Ike trying to pull it out of there now. Hansen has it. Hansen centering it up to Lindahl. Oh, wouldn't settle down. Lindahl looking for an excellent opportunity in the slot as Malashevsky trying to pull it off of the boards outside of the far circle. And ricocheted off the near board all the way back to the Michigan blue line. Picked up by Katie German. Katie German now trying to move it ahead. That intercepted by Ike. Loose at center ice. Here comes Katie German weaving through traffic. She comes in. Katie German on the far circle. Katie German with a shot and Romaine the save. 8:15 left to go here in the second as Romaine freezes the puck. 2-0 Michigan with the lead. Live from the center ice arena at Traverse City. Final game of a 3-game weekend. Michigan with the big win versus University of Michigan Dearborn on Friday night at Michigan Dearborn. Lost yesterday to Michigan State. Now 2-0 lead over Aquinas here in the second. Puck right back behind as Carr has it into the far corner. Now Flazar gets it back to Bryce at the far point. Back to Flazar outside the far circle. Right through the slot, intercepted. Now trying to knock it away. Carr with the shot. And Carr scores as Carr now has, in 3 of the last 4 games, she has 2 goals in each of those. Just insane as a fantastic job by Carr to put it in. And it is Michigan 3 and Aquinas nothing. Face off at center ice. So Carr had 2 goals versus Rhode Island, 2 goals versus University of Michigan Dearborn, a goal yesterday, then 2 goals so far today. So now I can do basic math, 7 goals in 4 games. That is one heck of a hot streak. And she only had 1 goal on the season coming into this calendar year, and she has definitely changed that direction. Coming ahead down the far boards. Hung trying to pull it away now. Bryce outside the far circle. Racing in. Wood has it. Wood with a shot. Loose and covering it up is Johns. Excellent upper. Johns with an excellent save. A little chaos in the crease and Johns able to cover it up. 7:44 left to go here in the second. I thought that was a goal, but they haven't put the third goal up on the scoreboard yet. That puck in along the far boards, trying to pull it away. Loose as that comes in outside the near circle, trying to get it is Kolwich. Puck loose, and that comes all the way high slot, trying to get to it is Cram. Cram fires it in. Now that loose, Hung has it. Hung coming down the boards. Hung feeds it into the neutral zone. Carr coming down the near boards. Now picked up, Hung has it. Hung outside the near circle. into the near corner. Back behind the goal. Flazar underneath the far circle. Flazar. There they go. They now have the third goal up on the board. Hung right back behind the goal. Hung underneath the near circle. Flazar with a blast. That loose. Trying to get her third goal is Carr. And Hung takes it top of the far circle. Now moved. Knocked off of the near boards. Izzy German trying to get to it. That is going to be a whistle. Face off in Aquinas' zone. 3-0. Michigan with the lead. 6:50 left to go here in the second. 14 shots on goal for Michigan. 5 for Aquinas. Powers in to take the face-off. Menard on the other side. And grabbed, trying to pull that away outside the near circle. Menard puts it into the near corner. Menard trying to get around, catch source. She ends up down on the ice. That puck comes outside the near circle now. Izzy German has it. Izzy German, top of the near circle. And moved over to Goldman into the near corner. Ketchor has it back behind her own goal. There is going to be a holding call as Izzy German's going to go into the box for holding. I think, no, that's going to be that is going to be a penalty on Aquinas. Trying to see who went in there. So Michigan with their first power play of the game. They'll be on the power play for the next 2 minutes. Lindahl at the near point. Lindahl moves it high slot over to Katie German. Katie German gets it outside the far circle. Shot there by Swanson. Picked up another shot. Good job by Romaine, as good shot by Cummings from just on the inner edge of the near circle. Cummings in to take the face-off. Lazar to her left. Katie German right back behind them. Top of the near circle, Lindahl gets it over to Katie German. Katie German moves it over to Swanson. Back to Katie German, high slot. Katie German thought about it. Now knocks it off the near boards. Lindahl trying to get it off of the near boards outside of the near circle. Lindahl back to the near point. Moves it high slot for Katie German. Now over to Swanson at the far point. One-timer by Katie German. That into the near corner. Lindahl moves it back to Flazar. That deflected off the side of the net. Flazar over to Lindahl. Lindahl top of the near circle. Lindahl gets it back over into the near corner for Flazar. Back to Lindahl outside the near circle. Back to Flazar in the near corner, trying to fire it. That off the side of the net into the far corner. Lindahl has it there. Lindahl back to Swanson at the far point. Swanson over to Katie German. Pressure coming. Katie German moves it. Top of the near circle over to Lindahl. Lindahl into the near corner for Flazar. Trying to get it out in front to Cummings and covered up by Menard. By Romaine, 53 seconds left in the Michigan power play. 3-0. Michigan with the lead here in the second. Face-off is in the near face-off circle. That's Romaine's left. Hung in to take the face-off. Malashevsky to her left. That puck comes to Gustafson. Gustafson, high slot. Gustafson moves it over to Hansen. Hansen, top of the near circle, skating in. Hansen with a shot. Oh, that deflects loose in the slot, trying to pull it away as Aquinas had it. Tapped by Hansen, now picked up, coming down the far boards. Lichtensteiger had it, now grabbed by Carr at her own blue line. Carr moves it back to Gustafson. Gustafson ahead to Hansen down the near boards. 4:58 left to go here in the second. 25 seconds left in the power play. Shot, and Carr gets the hat trick as Romaine made the save, but it dropped out in front, and Carr able to tap it in before Romaine could cover it up. Carr, a hat trick and a natural hat trick, 3 in a row. And Samantha Carr is on fire since the new year. Skating really well before that. The puck just wasn't going in maybe as often as her. She had great shots, but the other goalkeeper is able to make some saves. But boy, she has really come on fire now. Aquinas will call a timeout. Michigan 4 and Aquinas nothing, as it was a goal by Hansen in the first, and then 3 by Carr in the second. 3 in a row And it's Michigan 4 and Aquinas nothing. Romaine, a very, very good goalkeeper, but that one, she made the save, and I think she had it caught in the glove, and it just dropped in front of her, and before she could see it and get down, Carr was right there to tap it in. Aquinas wants to talk things over again next weekend. It is a home and home. Michigan will be at Adrian. That will be, I believe, that Saturday, 7 p.m. Then Michigan will host Adrian at Yost Ice Arena 1 week from today at 4 p.m. So big battle there between Adrian and Michigan. It's always intense games. And we could use all you Maize and Blue fans out there to help cheer on Michigan in those two very difficult games. Bringing it in. Malashevsky outside the far circle. Trying to fire it. Excuse me, that's Matthews that comes outside the near circle. Picked up, trying to feed it ahead. Racing down the near boards. That loose. Right back behind, comes outside the near circle. Izzy German with it there. Izzy German. Loose on the far circle in the Michigan zone, trying to get to it was Lindback. Now that comes down the far boards. Michigan gets it all the way down into the Aquinas zone. Racing back to try and get to it is Malashevsky into the far corner. Out in front, and a score as Matthews puts it in. As she got it just on the inner corner of the crease. And Michigan has really found their groove as Matthews puts it in at 4-13. And that makes it 5-0 Wolverines over the Saints. Face-off right at center ice. Dominchek in to take the face-off. As Malashevsky has it, that one back in along the near boards. Bryce with it. Down the near boards, Lindahl brings it in. Moved in along the far boards by Rancio. Now Hansen has it into the far corner. Hansen sweeping it out in front. Kolwich has it high slot. Kolwich moves down to the far circle, trying to get the shot. Hansen deflected into the near corner. Lindahl with it into the far corner. Back to Malashevsky. Malashevsky through the slot. Hansen just can't get her stick on it. Hansen, top of the near circle, spinning with it. Hansen outside the near circle into the near corner. Malashevsky makes her way top of the near circle into the slot. Shot, Romaine with the save. That puck lifted, top of the far circle. Now Bryce moves it to Hansen, top of the near circle. Hansen into the slot, deflected by Lindahl. Malashevsky into the far corner now. Malashevsky trying to avoid pressure. Now Lindahl trying to put it underneath the far circle, picked up by Hansen. Hansen comes top of the far circle. Grab, Lindahl with a shot. Hansen chases it outside that far circle into the far corner. Hansen tried to get out, shot there as she was losing an edge. And she ends up with the Aquinas player on top of her. I think DeHondon's going to get charged with tripping. Michigan will be on the power play. As indeed DeHondon goes in. Michigan back on the power play, a tripping call. 3:08 left to go here in the second. 5-0 Michigan with the lead over Aquinas. And they have the extra skater for the next 2 minutes. Cummings in to take the face off. Wood on the other side. That puck into the far corner, picked up by Ketzor. Ketzor moves it underneath the far circle. Now Cram fires it all the way down the ice. As that will ricochet off the end boards. Katie German picks it up back behind her own goal. Katie German trying to avoid pressure by X-Line down the near boards. Now here comes Michigan coming in down the far boards. That's sent as Lindahl trying to get to it. Hansen had it. That back to the far point. And Katie German couldn't quite get there to hold it in. Michigan has to reset. Picked up. Lindahl coming in. Cummings right behind her. Lindahl outside the near circle. Lindahl moves it underneath. Flazar back behind the goal from the near side to the far side. Intercepted by Cram. Cram trying to lift it out. That knocked down outside the far circle. Good job as Swanson gets it over to Lindahl. Lindahl trying to get it into the slot. Knocked away by Wood into the near corner. Cummings chases her into the near corner. all the way around outside the far circle. Here comes Swanson. Swanson feeds it in along the end boards. Now here comes Lazar back behind the goal. Over to Lindahl with a one-timer. Oh, Lazar found Lindahl on the near circle. Shot him. Romaine with a good save. 56 seconds left in the power play to Michigan. 2:03 left to go here in the second. 5-0 Michigan with the lead. Hung in to take the face-off. As Lichtensteiger on the other side. That comes back to the near point to Gustafson. Gustafson, top of the far circle to Carr. Gets it over to Hansen in the slot. Hansen. Oh, drop pass. Back to Gustafson. Gustafson with a shot of Romaine. Able to see it through traffic. Gobbles it up. Freezes the puck. 44 seconds left to go here in the power play to Michigan. 1:51 left to go here in the second. Hung in to take the face-off in the far face-off circle. Dominchek on the other side. That puck into the far corner. Excuse me, that was Blackwell back behind the goal. Now Lindahl gets it to Gustafson at the near point. Gustafson comes high slot, moves it top of the far circle to Carr. That deflects off of one of the Aquinas skates. Gustafson back high slot over to Hansen. Hansen, top of the near circle. Hansen, oh, trying to get it over to Malashevsky. She was sitting on the edge of the crease on the far side. Puck wouldn't settle down. Here comes Gustafson. Gustafson back, top of the far circle to Carr. That one deflects into the near corner. Hansen has it. Carr already with the hat trick. Gustafson at the near point. Moves it to Hansen. Hansen, top of the near circle. Hansen coming underneath the near circle. That got deflected off of an Aquinas skate. Carr holding it in outside the near circle, though. Carr into the near corner. Aquinas back to full strength. Malashevsky moves it top of the far circle. Gustafson with a shot. That got knocked down out in front. Hansen keeps it outside the near circle. Gets tied up with Carr. That's going to be a penalty. With 52 seconds left to go, holding the call. And as Hansen was going down, they say she grabbed the Aquinas player, so she'll go into the box. Aquinas with the power play with 52 seconds left to go here in the second. 5-0, Michigan with the lead. Looking to close out the weekend with a big win here. Face-off back in the Michigan end. That is going to be to the right of Johns. Wood in to take the face-off. Matthews on the other side. That puck loose on that near circle, trying to poke it away, battle for it. And outside the near circle, Kolwich into the near corner. Kolwich trying to avoid pressure by Castle. And Wood back there trying to knock that away. Kolwich down to the ice, trying to play it from her knees, trying to still hold that and knock it away. 1 minute 43 seconds left to go in the power play. 30 seconds left to go here in the third. Kolwich has lost her stick, but she's just trying to battle a pair of Aquinas players. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was one of the Aquinas players that lost their stick. Now Simmer trying to knock it ahead. Castle has it at the far point. Shot into the near corner. Picked up there. Lichtensteiger gets it back to Ketchor at the near point. Back to Lichtensteiger on the far or near circle. There's a shot that got deflected. Now gets it back to Ketchor. Good save by Johns. Backhanded shot. That goes off the side of the net. Kolwich back behind, and that will do it for the second. 1 minute, 8 seconds left in the power play, so Aquinas will start off with the extra attacker in the third. But here, going into the first intermission, it is Michigan 5 and Aquinas nothing. Well, we will have our Michigan scoreboard report coming up, but it is the second intermission. So you know what time it is. It's time for I Can't Turn You Loose, ladies and gentlemen, the Michigan Marching Band.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome, from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his Blues Band. Gary Lewis and his Blues Band.
are live here from Traverse City from the Center Ice Arena. Your Michigan Wolverines have the 5-0 lead going into the third period. And now it's time for your Michigan Scoreboard Report for Saturday, January 20th. For women's and men's track and field, it was the Simmons Harvey Invitational. Michigan was first out of 5, and the women were first out of 5. The men were first out of 4. Women's swimming and diving lost to Ohio State 184 to 116. Men's swimming and diving lost to Ohio State 163 to 137. In water polo, it was 14 to 11 in overtime. Hawaii beating Michigan. In men's gymnastics, Michigan beat Army 412.500 to 382.950. Also in water polo, Michigan with a 1-goal loss to Fresno State, number 9 Fresno State. That was 11 to 10. And then it was a very bad, no good day versus Michigan State yesterday. Not only did the women's hockey team, the Spartans women's hockey team, beat Michigan 3-2, but the men's hockey team came back after a huge game by the men Wolverines on Friday, and they had a huge lead. I think it was it 4-1, or Michigan had a very major lead. The Spartans came answering back. I think they had 6 goals straight, and ended up winning 7-5 at Yost Ice Arena. So not a good day versus the Spartans, but every once in a while your rivals absolutely will get you. So taking a look. Now, we are headed into the third. We have about 4 minutes as we're counting down, and just about 45 minutes, maybe about 40 minutes before the Lions game. So we're getting this just about set to get you a little Michigan hockey right into the pregame and the Lions game happening. First time they've ever had 2 playoff games at home ever. So, it looks like it'll be hopefully a fantastic time, and we'll be listening to that with bated breath all the way back into from Traverse City to the Ann Arbor area. So we appreciate you joining us wherever you are from. If you're an Aquinas fan, a Michigan fan, or just a hockey fan, thank you for supporting these amazing athletes as they play hard. They play wonderfully, and it's a fantastic sport. And we just can't thank you enough for your support. And also we want to thank the entire showcase here, the Women's Hockey Showcase, up at the Center Ice Arena. They do a fantastic job. I believe it's, I don't have it in front of me. I think it's Brian Jerva who's put that together. And we want to thank them for everything they do here, because it's an excellent opportunity to showcase what a fantastic sport women's hockey is, and gives a lot of young players an opportunity to see that they can go to college, they can play at a very good ACHA team, and it just helps grow this fantastic sport. And we couldn't be happier about that. As Aquinas set to come in just to the left. Michigan just exiting the locker room right underneath us, just waiting for the officials to come on out, get those nets put back on their mooring, and then we can get going for the final period of the 3-game weekend. Headed into the third. Michigan 5, Aquinas nothing. And it's counting down. Shots on goal, by the way, Michigan really cranked up in that second period. 27 shots on goal for Michigan, 5 for Aquinas. So the Michigan defense has done a very good job of stopping some of those shots. And Johns has done a great job. When you don't see the puck that often, when you're not dealing with shots, it can be difficult to keep yourself in the game and keep focused. And Johns has done a great job that way. Michigan has limited a lot of shots. The officials back out, getting the nets put back on their moorings. Aquinas heads over to their bench. Michigan, I thought they were out of their locker room. I don't see them quite yet. Here they go. As Romaine getting her crease set just to our left. Michigan will be on the penalty kill to start off the third. Michigan going from right to left here in the all-important third period. As folks head back into the arena from the warm confine. A little chilly in here, but that's an ice rink, right? But lots of folks headed in from the hallway outside. I think my wife got some fantastic walking tacos from the concession stand downstairs, and she was very happy munching away on those. Matthews out to take the face off. Simmer out there as well. And then it's Gustafson and Izzy German on the defensive side. That's the four for Michigan. Again, shorthanded. They have the full 2 minutes up there. Again, yesterday they didn't have the opportunity. They cleared the penalty off the board. They didn't have a chance to get it down to where it is. So the officials know when to release the player. I might be a little confused because the time on the board isn't going to match it. But me being confused really doesn't matter. So long as the folks in charge know what's going on down there, that is all that matters. Out for Aquinas, Blackwell out there, DeHondent, as well as Rancio. I think that's Cram over on the far side. Or no, excuse me, that's Castle on the far side. Menard in to take the face off. We're ready to go here for the third period. Michigan up 5-0. As again, they'll just put the 2 minutes up there and then you'll count down. And it's not even counting down, so that's interesting. 1953 as that puck rims all the way around the boards, back out into the neutral zone. That'll go all the way down the ice. DeHondent chasing it now. Rancio back behind the goal. In along the far boards. That puck back into the neutral zone. Castle has it at her own blue line. Castle feeds it ahead to Menard. Menard dumps it, trying to dump it deep. Izzy German ricochets it off the glass, but it stays in the zone. Now Simmer pulls it away. Here comes Simmer down the far board. Simmer gaining the Aquinas zone. Simmer with a shot that's saved by Romaine. Pops into the slot as Matthews trying to get to it. That down the near boards right into the neutral zone. Gustafson fires it back deep. 19:15 left to go here in the third. 5-0. Michigan with the lead. Matthews chases it into the far corner. That picked up by Cram. Cram outside the far circle. Matthews has it pinned. Trying to pull that away. Now coming in Wood trying to knock it away as well. Wood gets it. Wood top of the far circle of her own zone over the blue line. Wood gets it ahead. Trying to get it to Lichtensteiger. Pulled away by Michigan as they clear it all the way down the ice. As back to full strength. Back to full strength is Michigan. As my ice mic tried to drop down towards the penalty box. So that's interesting. We'll try and keep this so it doesn't do that. See if we can get a little crowd noise as well. That's what happens when you're the chief chef and bottle washer. 18:44 left to go. Face off in the Aquinas zone. The power play wiped off the board as Michigan back to full strength. They get everything set. Malashevsky in to take the face off versus Wood in the near circle in the Aquinas zone. That comes Hansen outside the near circle. Goes in along the end boards. Hansen trying to fire it out in front. That pulled away by Wood. Wood gets it into the neutral zone. Here comes Aquinas. Lichtensteiger coming the other direction. Lichtensteiger top of the far circle. That deflects right back behind Johns. Picked up X-line with the shot off the side of the net. That comes outside the near circle, or Wood has it. Wood top of the near circle. Feeds it at the far point. One-timer by Rancio. That wouldn't go. Coming the other direction. Here comes Michigan. Over center ice. Moved over to Hansen. Hansen, top of the near circle. Hansen trying to feed it back deep. Picked up. Centering attempt. Grab. There's a shot by Malashevsky. Romaine with the save. 18:05 left to go here in the third. 5-0. Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That, too. Romaine's right. Hung in to take the face-off. That puck comes, high slot. Now Kolwich goes back to the far point. Moves it outside the far circle. Kolwich, high slot, over to Carr. Carr, already with a hat trick today, gets it over to Bryce, top of the near circle. That's sent. Ricochets off the back of the net. Carr with a shot. Ooh, that just skips outside the near circle. Now bringing it ahead. Bryce intercepts at center ice, gets it over to Flazar. Flazar gaining the zone. Flazar into the slot, top of the far circle. Shot there, couldn't get through traffic. The puck deflects outside the far circle. Now Kolwich gets it over to Carr. Carr trying to fire it. That goes in along the end boards, picked up back behind. Now sent back to the near point to Bryce. Bryce gets it over to Flazar outside the near circle. Trying to pick it up. Lindbeck has it, held in at the near point. Hung trying to chip away at it. Flazar battling in along the boards. Still trying to pull it off now into the far corner. DeHaan didn't had it. Carr puts it right back into the far corner. Picked up there by Ike. Ike feeds it all the way down into the Michigan zone. Grabbed by Izzy German as she'll be on the far circle of her own zone. Quickly ahead to Hung. And that will be icing as just out of Hung's reach. That'll head back into the Michigan zone. 16:49 left to go here in the third. 5-0 Michigan with the lead. Hung in to take the face-off in the far face-off circle. Menard on the other side. That all to John's right. And outside the far circle, Castle gets it back to Ketsor with a shot that goes into the near corner. Trying to hold it in is Blackwell. And battle for it right at the near point. Carr gets it back into the neutral zone. And fired in along the far boards. Ketsor trying to put it deep into the Michigan end. Izzy German puts it top of the near circle. Now they have fired ahead by Bryce. Graham grabs it at her own blue line, puts it deep into the Michigan end. And from the wrong side of center ice, that will be icing and head back into the Aquinas end. 16:21 left to go here in the third. Michigan up 5-0. Face-off is going to be in the near face-off circle. That to the right of Romaine. Powers in to take the face-off. Christensen to her left. Christensen chases it into the far corner. Pulls it away from Cram. Loose on that near circle, trying to get it in. Cram feeds it outside the near circle. Now gets it in along the near boards. Trying to feed it out of the zone. Gustafson holds it in. Bouncing puck on that near circle. And there's a whistle, and there's going to be a hand pass. At 16:05, 5-0 Michigan with the lead. They'll drop the puck again in the near face-off circle. That to Romaine's right. Powers back in to take the face-off. Gustafson and Izzy German, the blue liners. Christensen trying to chase it. Cram pulls it right back behind her own goal. Puts it down the far boards. Castle gets it back into the neutral zone. Izzy German right at her own blue line. Gets it ahead. Here comes Michigan as Simmer gets it over to Christensen into the far corner. Christensen trying to beat Ketsor. Taking it in along the end boards back behind the goal. Christensen now puts it into the far corner, right into the slot. Good feed by Simmer, but knocked away by Aquinas. Back to the far point. There's a shot by Izzy German out in front. Romaine trying to get a piece of it. That goes back into the far corner. Simmer with it there. Simmer trying to get to Christensen underneath the near circle. That comes back. Gustafson outside the near circle. Rims all the way around the boards outside the far circle. Izzy German trying to pinch. That goes all the way back out to the Michigan zone. Gustafson has it outside the far circle of her own zone. Now spinning with it. Feeds it ahead to Powers. Powers ahead to Christensen. Christensen. And knocked away by Rancio. Puts it in along the far boards. Woods brings it ahead. Now Exline gains the Michigan zone. Exline outside the far circle. Comes right back behind the Michigan goal from the far side to the near side. Exline into the near corner. Picked up by Matthews. Matthews feeds it ahead. That held in by Aquinas. The puck right at the near point in the Michigan zone. Izzy German gets it over to Manning down the far boards. Manning trying to move it ahead to Swanson. Swanson gains his own. Fires it. And then a glove save by Romaine. 14:42 left to go here in the third. 5-0 Michigan with the lead here at the Center Ice Arena in Traverse City, Michigan. Thank you for joining us for the game. We really appreciate it. Matthews in to take the face-off in the far face-off circle. Wood on the other side. That puck loose on that far circle. Back to the far point. Katie German trying to drive it deep. Now coming in. Lichtensteiger puts it down the near boards. Lichtensteiger gains the zone. Outside the near circle is Malashevsky trying to drive her wide. Puck loose in the slot, pulled away. Here comes Michigan as they feed it ahead. Down the near boards is Cummings. Cummings gets it deep as Romaine freezes it just on the near side of the goal. Didn't want to take any chances as the captain, Katie German, was trying to crash the net there. 14-18 left to go here in the third. Michigan up 5-0. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Hansen to her left, Lindahl to her right. Manning and Katie German, the blue liners. And puck, high slot, one-timer by Katie German goes wide just to the far side. Ketchor with it there. Malashevsky chases it back behind. Hansen trying to get to it in the slot. That pulled away. Coming ahead with his Ketchor over her own blue line. Ketchor gains the Michigan zone. There's a shot. Johns deflects it wide. Ketchor off the side of the net, picked up by Malashevsky in the far corner. She tries to feed it out of the zone, but swept deep by Ketchor. Stopped off the side of the goal. Pulled underneath the near circle. Here comes Katie German down the near boards, trying to get it into the neutral zone. Ahead to Hansen. Hansen feeds it to Lindahl. Lindahl trying to get past. Good job by Rancio to tip that away. Lindahl moves it top of the near circle to Hansen. Hansen holds it in at the near point. Hansen goes outside the near circle, pinned there by Ketchor. Now Dominchek in there trying to get to it as well. As that puck goes into the near corner. Trying to pull it back. Malashevsky trying to fire it out in front. Back to the far point. Shot there. Just goes wide. Bryce has it top of the near circle. That picked up. Here comes Aquinas. Oh, great job by Bryce to hold it in with a reach of the stick. Chasing. Here comes Hansen. That's poked away. Dominchek puts it out to the far point. Held in by Kolwich. 13 minutes left to go here in the third. 5-0 Michigan with the lead. Hansen no stick, but trying to move that puck around. Now she's able to get her stick. The puck outside the far circle. Gets it ahead to Blackwell down the far boards of the neutral zone. Blackwell fires it deep into the Michigan end. That will slip right back behind Johns. Kolwich has it there, sends it the other direction outside of the far circle, and Lindahl starts the Michigan attack. Intercepted, brought right back in. Castle able to avoid an offsides into the far corner. Castle takes it back behind the Michigan goal into the near corner. All the way back to Cram at the near point. High slot for Ketchor. That shot just goes wide, picked up by Blackwell outside the near circle. Here comes Carr the other direction. Carr over center ice. Leaves it there as Lindahl, that deflected off the boards all the way in along the end boards as Lindahl goes for a line change. The puck, Carr tipping it outside the far circle, now hung in there trying to pull it away as the official caught between four players trying to get out of the way. The puck on the far circle, and it's one of the dangers not only to people not like your calls, but you can get hit by a puck out there, tipped away by Romaine back as that comes high slot. Michigan able to hold it in. Izzy German over to Gustafson, top of the near circle. There's a shot. Flazar trying to get to it underneath that near circle, tipped away, but Gustafson gets it. So it's a good play by Cramp. Now, outside the near circle, here comes Flazar, firing it right through the slot. Into the far corner it goes. Picked up there by Carr. Carr outside the far circle, held in by Izzy German. High slot shot. Good block by Romaine. Gustafson trying to tip it out in front. That driven by Menard in along the end boards. Now Flazar outside the near circle, feeds it onto the far circle for Carr. Carr back to the blue line to Izzy German. Izzy German, trying to get it deflected by Carr. She shot it just to the near side of the goal. Carr trying to fire it in, but Romaine got a stick on it. All the way back into the Michigan end. 11:04 left to go here in the third. 5-0 Michigan with the lead. Gustafson fires it deep into the Aquinas end. That puck goes into the near corner. Trying to pick it up there is Rancio. She fires it into the neutral zone and Powers intercepts, trying to battle three different Aquinas players. Carr fires it, bouncing puck towards Romaine, intercepted by X-line down the near boards. That knocked down, to Hondit. Now here comes Simmer trying to get it off the side of the net. Into the far corner it goes. Powers trying to pull that away. That puck down the far boards. Here comes Lichtensteiger, who fires it back deep. Right back behind Johns. Manning has it back behind her own goal, sends it around the far boards. Here comes Simmer. Pulled back away. Good job by Wood to hold it in by Aquinas. Simmer puts it right back in along the end boards. Michigan moves it around as Goldman picks it up outside the near circle. Goldman into the neutral zone. That grab by DeHondit moves it over to her defensive pairing, and that fired into the Michigan zone, but brought right back out. As Lichtensteiger gets it right to the Michigan blue line, but Michigan pulls it down, racing over to get it. Simmer into the Aquinas zone. Simmer, that knocked off the near boards. Katie German tips the puck, trying to pull it in. Katie German now brings it into the Aquinas zone versus all 5 Aquinas players. Coming the other direction. Ketzor fires it. That deflects off the back of the Michigan net. Sent into the near corner. Swanson trying to pull it around. Katie German trying to get to it, and that comes all the way down into the Aquinas end. Cram has it. Cram lifts it. That deflects off the sideboards. That'll go all the way back. That'll be icing. 9:26 left to go here in the third. 5-0. Michigan with the lead here from the Center Ice Arena in Traverse City, Michigan. The third game of 3 for Michigan this weekend. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Matthews in to take the face-off. That to Romain's right. Dominchek in on the other side for Aquinas. That puck drop, top of the near circle. Now fed high slot. Kolwich ricochets it off the far boards. Now Cummings into outside the far circle, trying to battle a pair of Aquinas players. Coming in, Matthews trying to tip that away into the far corner. Pull back around. Dominchek trying to get it out of the zone. Bryce able to hold it in. Good job by Kolwich to fire it back deep, as that goes right off the back of the Aquinas net. Swanson into the far corner, trying to dig it out of the end boards now. And pull back over. Cummings trying to pull it away as well. That off the side of the net and comes all the way back down into the Michigan end. Johns will stop it. There'll be a shot on goal for Aquinas. 31 for Michigan, by the way. Shots on goal, 7 for Aquinas, as Michigan has it right at their own blue line. Fired back deep as Dominchek fires it before going for a line change and coming in. Bryce has it back behind her own goal. Bryce bounces it off the far boards. Coming ahead with it, Matthews. That knocked away from her, right back into the far corner of the Michigan zone. Picked up there by Kolwich, who goes back behind her own goal. Gets it over to Hansen. Intercepted. Here comes Blackwell, putting it into the slot. Picked up there. Here comes Cummings. Trying to move it. That deflected ahead. Now coming down the near boards. Aquinas really getting in the way of the Michigan passes the last couple minutes. Michigan right at the near point. Aquinas fires it down the far boards. Castle chasing it. Now Kolwich trying to tip it away. Blackwell has it in the slot. Good job to knock that away by Lindahl, but picked up by Menard back to the far point. Lindahl trying to knock that away. Castle loses an edge. It's outside the far circle. As I believe that was Lazar who knocked it over, and coming down the near boards. Here comes Hansen. Hansen gains the zone. Hansen moves it over to Lindahl. Lindahl on the near circle in the Aquinas zone. Lindahl back behind the goal, trying a wraparound attempt. Buck wouldn't stay on her stick into the far corner. Lindahl now on the far circle with the shot. Bounces up. DeHondon knocks it away as the puck loose outside the near circle. Bringing it ahead is X-Line. Knocks off the far boards. Izzy German fires it right back in deep as it ricochets off the end boards and off the back of the net. That knocked down, picked up by Wood. Wood moves it in along the far boards for Cram. Over to Wood, down the far boards of the neutral zone. Right at the Michigan blue line. Wouldn't go in as that knocked down by Lichtensteiger. Coming ahead, here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to get it in. Puck wouldn't settle down. Stayed right on the blue line. Back hung. Knocks it off the far boards. Coming ahead with it. Ketzor, that goes down, loose in the neutral zone as Lindeck puts it back deep, picked up by Gustafson on the far circle of her own zone. 6:48 left to go here in the third. 5-0 Michigan with the lead. Carr gains the zone, top of the near circle. Carr has that pulled away from behind. Here comes Aquinas as they get it into the neutral zone, trying to get to it. Hung holds it in. Hung puts it into the near corner for Carr. Carr has it outside the near circle. Carr moves it back to Hung in the near corner. Now Hung over to Manning at the near point. Back outside the near circle for Flazar. Flazar trying to chip it. That knockback held in at the high slot. Manning puts it in along the far boards. Carr trying to hold it in. Now Hung has it outside the far circle. Battle for it at the far point. That rolls into the neutral zone, bringing it ahead. Here comes Lichtensteiger, who goes top of the far circle. Lichtensteiger into the far corner. Katie German trying to pull that away. 6 minutes left to go here in the third. The puck back into the neutral zone, in along the far boards. Grabbed by Rancio. Rancio at her own blue line. Rancio down the far boards, intercepted. Coming in with it. Michigan on the far circle. Backhanded shot. As great job to try and fire it in by Flazar, but wouldn't go. It's a shot by Manning that went off of Christensen's back. Little friendly fire there. As the puck comes, Katie German with a rifle shot. Blocker saved by Romaine as that's right back behind her goal. Christensen trying to get it onto that far circle. Powers has it, but now that pulled away by Lindbeck. All the way deep into the Michigan end. It rolls into the near corner. Katie German takes it back behind her own goal. Katie German trying to dig it in along the end boards into the far corner. Katie German still digging there. 5:13 left to go. 5-0 Michigan with the lead here in the third. Michigan gets it back into the neutral zone. Christensen chasing it. Now Blackwell gets it back to the Michigan blue line. Battle for it. That's chipped top of the far circle. Michigan moves it quickly into the neutral zone. Ricochet, Christensen trying to get it into the zone, but that right back into the neutral zone as Blackwell gets it into the Michigan end. Off of the near boards, Michigan trying to move it away as grabbed by Blackwell. Now over to Christensen down the near boards. Ricocheted in, back into the neutral zone. Cram at her own blue line, over center ice. Cram puts it at the far point. Castle comes outside the far circle, trying to get to Cram in the slot. That goes right back behind the Michigan goal. Down the near boards it comes. Bringing it ahead, Kolwich avoids pressure, now picked up by Swanson. Swanson trying to weave through traffic. She ends up on the ice after a collision with Menard. Cummings back into her own zone, trying to weave away through traffic, trying to avoid Menard as Cummings moves it back on that far circle. Kolwich ahead to Swanson down the near boards of the neutral zone. Swanson, cross-ice pass over to Matthews. Matthews has it at the far point. Matthews, top of the far circle, back to Swanson. Swanson into the far corner. 4 minutes left to go here in the third. 5-0, Michigan with the lead. Malashevsky trying to get to it. That put back into the far corner. Trying to dig the puck out of the far corner again. The official caught in the melee. As Izzy German puts it outside the far circle. Izzy German holds it in at the far point. That goes into the near corner. Racing back to get it is Cummings. Cummings trying to fire it out in front. That off the side of the net. Matthews trying to dig it off of the end boards. Cummings into the far corner. Cummings trying to get it back over to Swanson. That goes all the way around outside the near circle. Pick it up. Gustafson now trying to get to it. And lifted through the neutral zone. Coming ahead with it. Lichtensteiger has it. At the far point, shot there, goes rimming around into the near corner. X-line with it outside the near circle. Centering attempt that pulled away. Good job by Izzy German. Izzy German down the near boards through the neutral zone. Izzy German gains the zone. Izzy German into the slot. She loses an edge. Puck into the far corner. That'll be a tripping call. And Michigan has the 5-0 lead, and they'll have the extra attacker for the next 2 minutes of the remaining 3:01. Hansen with a goal at 4 minutes in the first to get it going. Then 3 goals by Carr in a row in the second. One at 12:03, one at 7:58, and one at 4:52. Then Matthews with the currently the bow on top. That at 4:13 in the second. Michigan on the power play. 3:01 left to go in the third. 5-0 Michigan with the lead. Puck into the far corner. That sent all the way down the ice. Stop there. Picked up by Gustafson back behind her own goal. 1 minute 50 seconds left to go in the Michigan power play. 2:45 left to go here in the third. Carr down the near boards of the neutral zone, gains his own. Carr moves it over to Malashevsky on the far circle. Malashevsky's shot, that deflected into the near corner. Romaine got a good piece of it. Outside the near circle, now Hung comes top of the near circle, back to Gustafson. Gustafson moves it over to Carr. Gustafson high slot now over to top of the far circle to Hansen. Hansen moves to the far point. Gustafson high slot. Gustafson with a knuckleball shot on that save by Romaine. 2:16 left to go here in the third. 1:16 left in the power play for Michigan. 5-0 Michigan with the lead over Aquinas. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That's Romaine's left. Cummings in to take the face-off versus Dominchek. She puts it into the far corner. Now Lindahl outside the far circle. Grabbed by Katie German. Katie German moves it to the near point over to Swanson. Swanson back to Katie German. High slot. Katie German with a shot. Romaine sticks it into the near corner where Swanson has it. Right back and along the end boards. Flazar gets it back to Swanson. Top of the near circle with a shot into the far corner. Lindahl with it there. 53 seconds left to go in the power play for Michigan. Flazar underneath the far circle moves it back Now Lindahl gets it back to Katie German high slot. Over to Swanson, near circle, shot and a glove save by Romaine. 39 seconds left to go in the power play. 1:39 left to go here in the third. 5-0 Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Cummings in to take the face-off. That puck comes to Katie German, high slot. Katie German taking a shot. That got deflected off of Ike. Now moved over to Swanson on the near circle. Puck wouldn't settle down. She moves back to the near point. Swanson gets it. Top of the far circle for Lindahl. Lindahl back to the far point. Lindahl moves it outside the far circle. Now moves it in along the end line and calling for it. Cummings in the slot. That got deflected out, but she gets it back to Swanson. Katie German high slot. Oh, coming in. Cummings trying to get a tip that lifted all the way down. So Romaine able to poke that away. 5 seconds left in the Michigan power play. Grabbing a Katie German coming down the ice. 1 minute left to go here in the third as Aquinas back to full strength. Katie German moves it over to Lindahl outside the far circle. That puck comes into the far circle now. Carr trying to get to it. That moved into the far corner. Lifted down the far boards as that'll come back into the neutral zone. Coming ahead with it is Kolwich. Kolwich gains his own. Kolwich, top of the far circle, drop pass over to Carr. Carr coming in. Carr walks in, shot. Romaine the save. 34 seconds left to go here in the game. 5-0, Michigan with the lead. There's Bryce with a shot and covered up by Romaine. 26 seconds left to go here in the third. 5-0, Michigan with the lead. And this time, Coach Ned being on the bench, he doesn't have to run all the way down. He'll be right in the locker room to sing the victors. Be a little bit easier for him, and that right after we found a nifty way down from the press box for him. We appreciate him subbing in for Coach Upton, who had to take a flight out at 6 a.m. Puck into the far corner, lifted ahead, 20 seconds left to go. In the slot, Cummings trying to get to it. That pulled down the far boards. Fired ahead by Castle. Kolwich has it outside the far circle with 13 seconds left to go. Bryce into the near corner of her own zone. 9 seconds left to go. That puck into the far corner now. Cummings gets it down the boards. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Michigan wins 5-0. Johns with the shutout. And Carr with the natural hat trick, 3 goals. As that makes a cap on this weekend. Next game again will be Saturday, 7 o'clock over at Arrington Ice Arena versus Adrian. Please come on down. We'd love to see you there. We'd love to hear you there cheering on this team in a tough environment over at Adrian. Michigan 2-1 on the weekend. Huge win versus University of Michigan Dearborn. 1 goal loss to State and then a 5-goal shutout here versus Aquinas. For my camera person, Christina Wiseman, we want to thank Coach Ned for being on the broadcast yesterday. And thank you to you for watching, for supporting, for doing all you can for this team and for any of these teams and these athletes. We appreciate it greatly. We will be traveling down and we'll see you at Arrington Ice Arena. Thank you. Have a great rest of the evening and good night.